I want to make anime.
There are certain things that anime can do and ordinary flicks can't. And for the record, there are certain emotions that can be best expressed in the anime world. One classic example is sitting in anger where anime characters contort their faces to outrageous proportions. So gather up your power and check the 5 most iconic Japanese anime in the Philippines. Sailor Moon. There is nothing more iconic than the transformations of Sailor Moon, and the Sailor Soldiers were everything. This Japanese manga turned anime series, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, hit our local shores in the 90s and had many young girls styling their school uniform to look like Usagi. The story begins when Usagi meets a black cat named Luna, who gives her a magical brooch that ultimately transforms her into Sailor Moon. Together, they assemble a team of Sailor Soldiers, which includes Sailor Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus to help save the world from evil forces and find the silver crystal. And who could forget the rose-bearing ally and Sailor Moon's main man, Tuxedo Mask.
It is Tuxedo Mask!
Samurai X.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Samurai X or Rurouni Kenshin centers on the life and love of a former Bakumatsu assassin turned Meiji swordsman. He changes his identity from Hitokiri Batosai to Himura Kenshin and lives to protect the people of Japan and his love interest, Kamiya Kaoru. Unlike many manga and anime series in its time, Samurai X was a little more grown up in theme as it explored atonement, peace, and a very parental guidance romance. And why it's iconic? It's because of the unique plot and its reference to Japanese history and tradition.
To me, the Japanese sword is the ultimate sword in the world.
Ghost Fighter.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Yu Yu Hakusho back in the 90s.
Ghost Fighter or Yu Yu Hakusho was another Japanese anime series that took the nation by storm. The plot follows Yusuke Urameshi, Eugene, a teenage delinquent who was struck and killed by a car while trying to save a child. He gets a second shot at life thanks to Koenma and becomes an underworld detective tasked to investigate supernatural activity in the human world. One of his missions lead to the Dark Tournament, where he and his friends Kuwabara, Kurama, and Hiei must fight against several other teams to face Team Toguro and save the world. Who could forget the battle scenes during the Dark Tournament? The special powers of each member? All of it! Go Team Urameshi! Naruto.
Naruto has a really special place in my heart.
Naruto is perhaps one of the most popular Japanese anime series in the Philippines and beyond to date. The story revolves around Naruto Uzumaki, a young ninja whose ambition in life is to become the Hokage. With 2 other ninjas, his rival Sasuke Uchiha and his crush Sakura Haruno. They form Team 7 and are assigned to complete missions requested by the villagers. Their missions range from the mundane think house chores to the extreme performing assassinations. And spoiler alert, the series ends well of course, with Naruto finally becoming the 7th Hokage. The emotional fight scenes, original tag team trio, and that epic ending make it one of the most iconic animes in the Philippines. Dragonball Z.
My name is Goku.
Taking the fight against evil to outer space, Dragon Ball Z follows the adventures of Goku as he and his friends defend the Earth from intergalactic enemies. Fans of the anime would know that the Dragon Ball series essentially centers on Goku. With the Z series, following his adult life and his sons Gohan and Goten, it also features the evolution of Goku's rivals Piccolo and Vegeta, as they eventually became allies. Who couldn't forget the father-son Kamehameha and when Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan? And that's what this makes one of the most iconic anime in the Philippines. Looking for more Pinoy High 5 iconic videos? All you have to do is click that subscribe button and hit that bell to get notified for more great videos.